Good afternoon. Oh, thank you for that wonderful greeting. I really appreciate that, especially when you say my name. It makes me feel like you really are excited to see me. I know how hard you've been working here, Upper Elementary School, that you've got the band and we've got our holiday singers. And I just wanted to say I really appreciate how quickly and quietly you came to attention when I just said good afternoon. That tells me how seriously you know this is an important ceremony. So thank you for that. Everyone, I believe most of you know me, but for those of you who might be watching online, if you don't know who I am, I'm Candy Fowler. I'm the school principal here at the Upper Elementary School, and it is my honor to introduce you to our veterans. Here they are. Did you see them coming in? I want to welcome all of our veterans, those who are here with us today and those who are watching virtually. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. We created it in honor for all the work that you have done. So let me introduce our veterans. Veterans, if you'd like to, we'd love to have you stand or just give a wave when we call your name so that kids can put names and faces together. I'd like to introduce Greg DeBon. He is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army. Robert Smith, Private First Class, Army Air Corps. Here you go, Bob. Bruce Moran, Specialist, Army. Ralph Silvega, First Lieutenant, Army. Might be saying that wrong. Carl Halefi, Staff Sergeant, Army. Carl. Dan Edwards, Sergeant in the Air Force. Dan. Alan Fowler, my father-in-law. He was a specialist in the Army. Alan Fowler. Okay. Stephanie Sapato, Captain in the Air Force. Tom Burton, Sergeant, Air Force. Robert Brandt, Major, U.S. Army. Nate Masterson, Staff Sergeant, Air Force. Paul LaFlamme, Airman, First Class, Air Force. Patrick Moquin, Specialist, Army National Guard. Isaac Wilkins, Sergeant, U.S. Marine Corps. Kevin Walton, Staff Sergeant, Air Force. Did I miss anyone? Have we got everybody? Did I miss you? Oh, that's not okay. How did I miss you? You already know that I come from a long line of men who have served in the military. My grandfather, my father, my two brothers, they're not here because they're really all over the world still. And this goes out to them and everyone else. We cannot be this amazing country without people who are willing to defend it. So let's hear it one more time for our veterans. Thank you. That's right. I heard some thank yous shouted out there. Did you know that there are about 18 million veterans in the U.S. Armed Forces? That sounds like a lot, right? 18 million. But really, that's only 7% of our population. Now, I know it sounds like a lot, but in reality, if we took 7% of the about 400 people who are here right now, we'd only have 28 people who would be defending us. Does that sound like a lot to you? No. So here's the thing. You can imagine it's a serious job when our men and women choose to go into a branch of the military, and they're doing that to protect us. And as you can see, it's like one to a lot of people that they're defending. So I'm so, so thrilled and honored to be able to be here today to make sure you know our thanks. And I'd like to now ask Audrey and Owen to come up and lead us in the pledge. And we're going to ask everyone to remain standing for the national anthem after the pledge. So if you're able to, please rise.
Good afternoon, Holosox, and welcome veterans to our school community. Will you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. You may be seated. Thank you, HUES Band. I know you've been working very hard during recess and your free times. That sounded fantastic. As you know, the national anthem is a hard song to sing and play. It takes a lot of dedication to do that. So we're all here to honor our veterans. Who are the veterans? Well, the definition of a veteran is any person who has served in the military. We have several branches of military or armed forces. They can serve in the Navy, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Merchant Marines, and the Coast Guard. They are protecting all of those freedoms for us. While you're listening today, I want you to be thinking, what are the freedoms that you like as an American? So just think about that. I'm going to ask in just a little bit, but I want you to be thinking about that because sometimes we do take it for granted what those freedoms are. So that's your homework right now while I'm talking. So while they're protecting all of those freedoms for us, they fight for them in other countries so that their citizens can also enjoy what Americans have. Our soldiers work tirelessly every day all over the world to attain their goals and help other countries. Their job is not safe. Do you know that? Yeah. Some of our soldiers get hurt, some of them die. So Veterans Day is to honor all of our soldiers. There are people who believe that Memorial Day and Veterans Day are celebrated for the same reason. Do you know that they're not? They're different, right? We've been working really hard on understanding that. There is, a subtle difference between them. While both honor military personnel, The former is a day to remember and pay respect to all men and women that died serving our country in war. That's Memorial Day. While Veterans Day is to celebrate the soldiers who are still alive and served in all the forces at any time during peace or war. They work for something called the Department of Defense. Those are the people in charge of all the military personnel, whether it's Army or Navy or Air Force. And it's their job to provide a military force that deters war and protects the security of the United States. It was created, right, since the first creation of Americans' Army in 1775. Fifth graders, you probably know that that's a pretty important date, right, as you study the American Revolution. The department and its predecessor organizations have evolved into a global presence. So from 1775, we were very focused on just the US. And now, hundreds of years later, we're really looking at our global presence. We have a presence of over 3 million individuals stationed in more than 140 countries and dedicated to defending the US by deterring and defeating any aggression or coercion in critical regions. Think about how big the world is. Only 7% of the people are doing that. That's a pretty amazing number. So now I want you to be thinking about those freedoms, everyone. Raise your hand if you enjoy the freedom to express your opinion without. I like it. Everyone should have their hands up, man. Yeah. Okay. Did you know that in some countries, if you express your opinion and you don't agree with the government, you can get thrown in jail? That's pretty sad. We're super lucky here. Okay, raise your hand if you like the freedom of being able to wear whatever clothes you like. Yeah. You all had a choice today, right? Someone didn't tell you what you had to wear? Okay, raise your hand if you like the freedom to pursue ideas that you have. Open a tiny entrepreneur business and no one tell you the difference. Raise your hand if you like being able to have a different opinion than your friends. Yeah. All right. If you've raised your hand, you should be definitely thinking about thanking these people, right? Now, did you think about your own freedom? All right. Turn and talk to a neighbor. What freedom did you pick? What did you like? All right, finish your conversation in 5, 4, last thought 3, say thank you to your partner for listening to you, 2, and 1. Hold on to those thoughts. They're important. And sometimes we just take those for granted. The veterans, we are just remembering how hard they have worked here for us today. We've mentioned a lot of freedoms and many, many more that we didn't mention. And we can count on that in America. And so today is a celebration for all of you. The holiday singers and our HUES band members have worked hard on musical pieces for us. So please sing along if you like. We're going to be listening to This Land Is Your Land, America the Beautiful, and Amazing Grace. So take it away, Mr. Parent and Mr. Wallace and Mr. Pope.
Golden Valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, then I was strolling, the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. The voice was chanting as the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
One more time.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood
Mr. Pope, working really tirelessly with students through your prep times and recess. And students, I know you've been working really hard. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to invite student council members McKenna, Olivia, June, and Julia up to discuss our donation. Show that.
To who?
Just show it up when you want to. You can just hold it up later.
Hello, my name is McKenna Diolio, and this is Olivia, June, and Julia. We are student council representatives. This is the check that we will be giving you.
One of the many goals of student council is to support our community in and out of school.
This year, in the honor of Veterans Day, Student Council is making a donation to Operation Delta Dog on behalf of our school.
We hope that this donation will help support their mission, rescue homeless dogs, and train them to become service dogs for veterans.
So the student council, on behalf of all of the students here, was able to raise $100 to give to Delta Dog. And if you don't remember, unfortunately, there are so many dogs that are euthanized each year that are homeless. And the mission of Delta Dog is to take homeless dogs and turn them into service dogs for veterans. And we are so proud. They're right here in Hollis, and they work tirelessly to get pets that are service animals into the hands of veterans who need them for support, and that is their mission. And so if you want to become part of that, you can make donations, and you can even donate goods like doggy bags or, trash bags or paper towels or anything. But they work really hard, and we're proud of them. So thank you, students. They raised this money selling cupcakes, making things, things that cost $0.25 or $1. $100 is a lot for them. So thank you so much, student council members. Give yourselves a hand. That was really a great donation. So today we have honored our veterans with a simple ceremony. But I want to know, what will you do to honor them? What will you do tomorrow? We have our day off tomorrow. What will you do next week, next month, when it's not Veterans Day? But we still should be honoring our veterans. Remember, what does it mean to be an American? So I hope that our ceremonies have reminded you how you should be conducting yourself at all times, right? We have a country to be proud of. Our behaviors say something about who we are. When you see a veteran in uniform, do you stop and say thank you? You could do that. Sometimes it's a little hard. You don't know that person, but you just can nod your head and say, thanks for your service. They'll know what you mean. So practice it with me. Just be like, thanks for your service. Just say it. Thanks for your service. Thanks for your service, right? When you walk by, they'll be so happy. And then sometimes you're not going to know if that person's a veteran, and that's okay. But if you do know someone is a veteran, if they happen to be in uniform, you could say that. And it's not super scary, right? And it tells someone, hey, you noticed me. I matter to you. I'm important. Do you like to feel it when you're important and you matter to someone? I know I do. That makes me super happy. I had a big smile on my face when you said, oh, good afternoon, Mrs. Fowler, and I didn't even really say anything, right? It makes me feel good that you know who I am and that you notice me. So that's what I'm asking all of you to do. Notice. Be proud of your country. Think about that idea of what you want to do to honor a veteran. Who here is writing holiday cards for military? Who's doing that? Oh, yeah. We're going to get millions again. Woo! I love that, right? That's a way to pay it forward, to say, we care about you. Remember, Veterans Day was created and established as a way to honor our very important military veterans. You can do certainly much more than we just did. You can attend Veterans Day parades this weekend. You could decorate your homes with red, white, and blue. You could write a card to a service member, all right? You can do all of this at any time. You don't have to wait for a ceremony. I want to thank you for your excellent behavior, and I want to give our veterans one more round of applause for their service. Thank you so much. At this time, we're going to ask you to look towards your teachers. Oh, wait, Mr. Parent, I'm not checking my own agenda. That's right, we have one more thing from the Holiday Singers. Go ahead, Mr. Parent, go. On that part. Oh my goodness. All right. Now that concludes our program here today. Thank you so much for your excellent behavior. Veterans, from the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you for all that you have done for our country all these years. Much appreciation. Thank you.